We're here at Saab Owners Convention 2025. We are starting to get some rain, but that is okay because I want to start by talking about this very, very special car here. If you missed yesterday's video, you'll want to check it out in the top corner when you're done watching this one. But this is an incredibly special 900. I'm going to grab the camera. Let's take a look. This is a car I have long been wanting to see in person. It is Shane Mulcahy's out of North Carolina, and it is probably my favorite 900 I've ever seen, period. The amount of work that has gone into this car is just, I could spend a whole hour just talking about the work that he has done, but there's a lot of very custom carbon fiber work, one-off pieces, for example. An Arty steering wheel, a Porsche radio that has Apple CarPlay integrated into it, but still looks period correct. Look at this matching Recaro seat. And of course, under the hood, T5 and a ton of other goodies as well to go along with the airflow kit and so many other beautiful parts. But this is just a taste of what we have here in Parsippany, New Jersey for Saab Owners Convention 42. I covered a lot of these cars in yesterday's video. So what I'm going to do today is try to cover some of the cars that I missed, as well as some of the other cool things we have going on. Let's go down this first row here with some of the vintage Saabs. You can see we have the entire hotel parking lot, which kind of wraps around the other side of the hotel building there. There are 705 people registered. I mentioned in the last video, which was filmed about 24 hours before this, that there were 590 people registered. So in the last 24 hours, they've gotten another 100 plus registrations, which just shatters any previous record that they've had since 2015 when we started keeping track of this sort of stuff. So the people of New England, all of the Saab owners in North America as a whole have really showed out. There's a lot of people here from Sweden too, which is really cool to see. But there are just so many cars. You might be able to catch this Sonnet running in the background here. It's a whole host of 99s here that are all just in phenomenal shape. I would like to just very, very briefly show this orange one, which I showed yesterday, but it's worth showing again just because it is so, so beautiful and phenomenal. Going down this 900 row, there are a ton of classic 900s. Voting for the People's Choice Awards was definitely very tough because there is some great, great competition here, as you can see. So one last thing about Shane's car I forgot to mention is all the sponsors get a sponsor's choice. So I decided to give mine to Shane just because I know how much he does for the community and how cool his car is. So figured it was an appropriate choice for this. But John's 900 that we drove up from Richmond in, you'll see a video on that soon if it hasn't come out already. This was a great car to road trip in about 400 miles, and spoiler alert, it made it with no issues. Got Sanjay doing some drone stuff right now. Nice job.
Thanks, man. You too.
So that's super cool. I bet he'll be posting that online. He does a lot of cool Photoshop stuff for these cars. But look at all these Concourse cars. So Concourse, for those who might not know, is what Saab is essentially closest to its original condition when it left the factory. So they have this from all the way from these NG900s all the way to Sonnets, and even earlier if you want to enter that. And the detail that some of these cars go to is pretty incredible, just to see how well they are maintained. And there's awards for this as well. There's some very special judges that come in that are extraordinarily knowledgeable on these cars, and will judge them and give you a score sheet, and then obviously the best cars win. One car I didn't get to cover yesterday because it wasn't here is this 9993 that is in phenomenal condition. Looks like it's owned by Mark. Look at how clean these seats are. This should be a Concourse car probably, but this paint, just to give you an idea, look at how clear my reflection is in there. It's just fantastic condition car, really beautiful to see. Just a car that's almost 30 years old, still preserved that well. We've got a lot of OG 93s and NG900s here, pretty well represented. And of course, tons of classic 900s. I pointed out this one with the canoe on top yesterday. That was really cool to see. Barrel green SPG, Mark's green airflow, a lot of other really special 900s, both OG and NG. This is really cool. Now this is really special. This is actually a prototype convertible. So you can pause the video, read about that there if you'd like. but this is a very, very special car. Look at this cover. I've never seen this kind of dash and steering wheel cover before. Take a look at that. And one thing, I'm not going to touch it, but apparently on these prototypes, Bill Jacobson, who owns this car, was telling us last night that this is actually wood. They're normally rubber like this, but because this is a prototype, they made this out of wood, so he actually painted it black, or someone at one point painted it black, and just really, really cool to see. You'd have no idea that this car was a prototype. It is essentially looks like a production car, as far as I can tell at least. I mean, especially when you compare it to some of these other ones, but these flat-nose convertibles are, of course, extremely rare. I know there are so many other unique and special cars here that I'm not covering in detail. I'm just kind of going off what I've heard from word of mouth. This one has a Jekyll and Hyde build, it looks like. I'll pause that right there if you want to read that. But take a look at what is going on in the engine bay of that one. Really, really special. This is kind of like an ultimate base model. It's a 900. Not even an S, which is pretty cool to see because, of course, a lot of people that come out will have the turbos or SPGs, but just to see like a real base model 900 is pretty cool. This one's got airbags. Oh, look at those cloth seats are phenomenal. Saab jacket sitting right there. And here's a couple more flat-nose convertibles, actually, both silver. Love the black 16-inch arrows on this one, the SPG kit. Very, very pretty. We've got a bunch of 9000s lined up as well. Really, really cool to see just kind of the wide range of colors and everything that they've had. There's a lot of cars for sale here. There's also a ton of parts for sale. When you get further over there, you guys will see that a bit. But people come here, they sell parts. Hedin has an entire ballroom inside full of parts. I'll put a picture or a video on the screen right here showing you what is going on with that. There is just an entire ballroom of like discounted Saab parts that they need to get rid of. Or don't, maybe need to get rid of might not be the right term, but there's a lot of stuff. I've picked up quite a few parts, both things I don't need and things I kind of needed for all my cars. I actually bought something for all three cars, which is really cool. But check out this black 9000. Get how pretty the valve cover is on that one. Polished. You don't really see that. Really, really cool. The dark green, whenever I think of 9000, for whatever reason, this dark green paint just seems to pop into my head. I don't know if maybe it was just the most common color or what, but there's so many of them that just seem to be dark green. Now we are getting into a mix of the Viggens and the NG900s. There are just so many cool cars here. The airbrushed work on this one I covered quite a bit yesterday. This bagged OG93 Dolphin Gray with the Viggen kit. Absolutely gorgeous car. Also covered that yesterday. And over here, I see a 94X sitting right there. So just the Concourse row, I said this yesterday, is kind of cool because it gives you a wide variety of basically every model Saab, just kind of in a row, which is really, really cool. This is a very special car. Viggen with the orange interior. Take a look at this. It's such a rare interior and it is in phenomenal shape. It goes really well with the silver. Just a beautiful car, and I love the very subtle orange tags accent that was added on there. Let's get into the sport sedans before we, I guess, swoop back around and we'll cover the Viggens. But diesel Saab sitting right there. Some porta potties, which are fantastic. So on top of the porta potties, which is a great amenity, there's also tons of other things, like there's a tent down there for people to cool off at. Thankfully, it's a cloudy, overcast day. There's a dunk tank down there. There's going to have movies tonight that show Saab movies on them, or movies with Saabs in them, which is going to be really cool. There's lots of seminars and other stuff like that. Earlier today, Jordan did like a T5 conversion, Jordan from Modern Classic Saab, on a car live for people to see. So super cool. We've got the guy from Cannonball, Nick, who did a talk on the Cannonball run and all of that. So many NG93s here. I love this one, the Griffin bumper and the Hirsch wheels. Yeah, that looks really, really sharp. So many variety, and just the quantity is just incredible. I mean, look at how long this row goes on for. It's just endless, every spot filled up, cars parked in the middle here. This is really fun. Really, really fun. I like that a lot. Get some of these 9.5s in frame here. John's 9.5, the blue one down there with the big turbo that we've covered previously and done a video on. But yeah, it's just incredible the amount of cars that are here. So one thing that you got to do if you're here is vote for these People's Choice Awards. And so you get every category, so like sports sedan is a category, 9.3 convertible, C900 convertible. There's tons of different categories. And so doing that voting, especially a year like this with how many people we had, was really tough because there's so many good cars. I love all of the bag cars in a row right here. It looks like there's 4 of them. Joey's 9.3, which is showed yesterday, and I've shown it past SOCs, but I just can't drive by and or walk by, excuse me, and ignore it because it is one of the most beautiful 9.3s I think I've ever seen. His attention to detail and just how beautiful it is. So this one's got some Nevs parts on it, really, really cool. I covered this one yesterday a bit. The Troll R that has a ton of really custom rare parts from all over the world. Covered that one in yesterday and past SOCs as well, so you want to watch that in some more detail too. 3 laser reds right in a row here with the matching roof box on the one in the middle. Looks like that's Ian's car from Illinois. V6 Aero cross-wheel drive. Love the wheel choice on that one. Lots of parts sitting out. Lots of NG9.3s, lots of 9.5s here. I really, really like the color that the owner of this car went with the black accents, the black wheels, the black kind of chrome delete here. It goes so well with this bluish purple color and the cream interior as well. Take a look at that, properly beautiful. This is Corey's car. He sells a lot of map tune parts on the US side of things, so check him out if you're looking for any map tune parts. But look at the seats on this thing. Just an absolute gorgeous, gorgeous car. Turbo X wheels, Griffin bumper, and the gray. Usually this is silver. Gray to match the Turbo X grille and everything. That's a really good little attention to detail right there on the Griffin bumper. Some more convertibles. A lot of these blue convertibles are kind of lined up in the middle here. So they filled all the parking spaces, 250 parking spaces. There's just way more cars than we have parking spaces, which is fantastic. So there's some of the booths over here that we've got from a variety of different Saab shops and companies and vendors. So all these people that make parts or work on or support our cars are all here just as sponsors of the event or just have booths. This is a wheel repair company that looks like they're fixing up. Oh, look at the brakes on this thing. Now this is some goals right here. Take a look at those map tune brakes. That is beautiful. So many parts here all over the place. So you can imagine the average Saab owner would kind of have a field day here because it is not very often that you see this many parts, and there's parts for everything. Like you can see there's ice blocks right there for an NG9.3, but then you have in the same booth a bunch of old hubcaps and stuff for some of the classic 900s and older. There's lots of 2-stroke and V4 parts as well, and wheels, and there's mostly anything you could want, you could probably find it here for sale, which is really cool. So some more booths down here, and then on the other side of the parking lot over here, there's a lot more Saabs kind of sprinkled throughout that aren't technically in the show, but are here. This 9.5 right here with the Viggen wheels, I love that color green first off, but the Viggen wheels just look so good on this. I think one of the only acceptable non-Saabs to be parked in this area is probably that Volvo V60. Thankfully, we've been able to get just about most cars, or these are all people that are vendors that have parked here, but even in this like informal parking area, there's still a ton of really neat cars. And like I said in my last video, I could spend 2 hours going over every one of these cars and talking about all the work that's done. And I'm sure some of you would watch that, but most of you probably wouldn't. So for the sake of time, I'm gonna be quick, but take a look at this hotel as well. There's gonna be awards dinners, sponsor dinners, lunches, etc. that you can buy as part of it. And they have some speakers, like in the past they've had like former CEOs. This is probably my favorite Turbo X here. 20-inch custom Turbo X wheels. So of course the factory ones are 18 inches like these, which are fantastic. Then they offered 19-inch options in Europe, which are extremely rare, but these are custom 20-inch wheels. This car has a lot of really nice work done to it. The owner is very generous. Amazing sound system, some other work. This one also has a lot of work done to it as well. But good to see a few Turbo X's here. I've just met another one of you subscribers that I've talked to countless times on Instagram or YouTube over the years. And I just want to thank you all for being so polite and kind. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you want me to wave? We've got Sanjay again with his drone. We keep crossing paths, but check that out. He's probably getting some amazing, amazing footage. But I just wanted to thank all of you. I just met another one of the subscribers, bought a Turbo X, he said, because of me, which just makes me feel so special. And I just appreciate all of you being so polite and kind and just introducing yourselves. It makes me feel so humbled and honored to that you guys all appreciate the videos and everything. So all of you are just so nice and supportive, and I always appreciate it. So please don't stop sending me messages and introducing yourselves, because it'll always be great, and I'm appreciative of it. But enough of that. Let's take a look at the rest of these Viggens, and there's going to be some cool ride-alongs, most likely, in some vintage cars that I want to film a little bit as well. But this is a really, really special car. He works at Porsche, and so he wrapped this a Porsche color. It's Ruby Star Red, I believe, is the color of it, and he did a bunch of rust repair on it and then wrapped it, took it on the track day. This is just such a cool color, and it stands out. I mean, all these Viggens are beautiful, but this one is the color of it alone, and it's just gorgeous, gorgeous car. 9.5 white BBSs to match the white paint and a polished lip. Now that is cool. Very unique. Oh, look at this 9000. Wow. Really, really beautiful car. The carbon grille on this Viggen, now that is unique, with the Viggen logo as opposed to the Saab logo like you would traditionally see, for example, on this car right here. That's a really cool touch. Very, very pretty. This lightning blue valve cover, or very similar to lightning blue to match the paint and the blue DO88 stuff, that is really, really sharp looking. Nicely done. Gary Fisher wheels on this one. Some really cool 3 spokes. All right, the vintage rides are starting. So we've got a variety of Sonnets, V4s, 2-strokes, etc., all starting to doing little joy rides, excuse me, around the hotel parking lot. Pretty cool here. We're gonna get some clips of these so you can enjoy the sound.
He was telling me that, like, because it's 2-stroke or whatever.
There's a lot of 2-stroke and other miscellaneous old car smells that I'm getting blasted with, but it is well worth it for this footage. I'm gonna hop over in line though and see what cars we can get a ride in. Let's hop in this green Sonnet. I go for a ride? You don't realize how small this car is until you're inside it, huh? This is awesome.
So I took this to, I take this to high school every day. I took it to my high school prom, and everybody thought I was insane. It's a little bit louder than most Sonnets. It's been straight piped because it came from Alaska, and they don't know what the hell they're doing over there. But, you know.
Love the V4 though. It sounds, I think maybe it's the dual exhaust makes it sound a little bit more unique than some of the other cars that were flying by, but Not the fact that it was just yours, but the sound of it is like, this is the one I want to ride in.
Totally. I mean, it's definitely more of one of the throaty ones, especially for the V4s, because they weren't typically loud, especially from the factory, but with this, I don't know if it's an MSS exhaust or what it is, but, you know, it's loud, it's fun, and it gets hot inside, because it's a sauna.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can tell it's very warm in here.
The heat never turns off. You can probably feel it on your feet. I mean, nothing's perfect with this car. It's, you know, it's a driver. It's not a Concourse car. It's not like one of Bruce's cars where you'll, you know, see it and every single thing works, including the clock. But it gets me from point A to point B, which is kind of funny to say in a Sonnet. But
I mean, yeah, you're daily driving a car that's over 50 years old, so that's pretty cool.
It's the same age as my parents, so yeah.
That right there is a little sneak peek of kind of what you got going on here. Just these free joyrides, these vintage Saab owners being so generous with their vehicles. These are cars you never see on the road. I mean, look at that. Got 4 Sonnets in a row right here, and 2 more coming around the corner right there. And because these cars are all obviously, by modern standards, extraordinarily slow, they can kind of have fun with them and still be very safe. So this is really awesome. See, this one right here has the suicide doors, so the rear hinged doors. And there's just a big line. Look at all the people still here. These have been going on for 30 plus minutes already, and there's just a couple kids in the back of that one. They had the wagon, which is not here right now. They've been stuffing, because it has the rear-facing seats, they've been stuffing 7 people every time it goes around. So that's really cool. You get the true full experience of that car sitting in a rear-facing seat. I'm a little too big for that, I think. But we also have the Saab powered tractor coming around the corner right here. Can't really do ride-alongs in that one, but it's still cool. You can just see all the smoke and fumes that are coming out of these cars, and great for the lungs, I can tell you that. But I think this is going to wrap up my coverage of the Saab Owners Convention event. I do have 2 more videos coming on this event. One of our road trip coming out, and then also a review of a very special 9.5 that is the current record holder for the Cannonball Coast to Coast race, which is a 5,600 mile race essentially. So you guys will be seeing that content coming soon, but I'm just going to enjoy these joyrides, enjoy all the amazing people here, because that's what this is all about, seeing the people. The cars are just a bonus. But big thank you to Saab Club North America. If you're not a member of SCNA, Saab Club North America already, I'll link them in the description box. You definitely want to join. There's lots of benefits, and with your minor financial support, it's possible to put on amazing events like this. So I'm done rambling. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.